tree peekers. So, walking up the trail here, come upon somebody died right here. Not really sure how. Probably a hawk, huh? Seems like a poof of feathers, like when a hawk hits. I don't see any scuffling on the ground, barely any. It's barely any scuffling. Right there. Looks like it just took it. Probably just took it. Just swooped off with it, because there's not even any scratch marks on the ground, nothing. Just a poof of feathers. Wow. Alright, well, you can see where I am here. Over there in this area over here, this is where I was. The crazy morning. Crazy morning took place all over in here. So, I'm up here on the ridge. Got dog face. Got the new camera. Thanks to Mr. Farnes. Thank you, Mr. Farnes. And last time I was up here, there was print here, print here, print here. Then there wasn't so much print. And then there was some print up here somewhere. It's all kind of washed away now. It's rained a couple times. There's a print up here. And then went down this road. And we had a tree break that day. And it was right here. And they kind of tore off down through the woods that way. And yeah, exactly the way Coda's going right now. And just slowing down for a second, pan the woods. Haven't heard nothing. It's like 11 o'clock in the morning up here at my office. And I haven't been up here in a couple days. So, really cold morning for spring, for April, California. It was way too cold. Whereas the rest of the summer, it's been way too, the rest of the winter, it's been way too warm. Now that it's supposed to be warm, it's cold. So, yeah, we like that geoengineering and all that weather modification stuff that our government seems to think we need. Yeah, really working good. That's another story. Well, cruising around down here, and not much change in the forest. Last time I was here, they had just freshly pushed this down. This was all fresh pushes in here. Now it's been a few weeks, and nice to see some little bit of mushrooms growing on that tree down there. Usually the forest would be full of mushrooms, and it's not this year because it hasn't rained like normal. The rain, all the patterns are different than they're supposed to be, thanks to our government's experimental weather modifications. Oh, I said that already. Yeah, they don't like me too much on YouTube, and they don't like you when you tell the truth, you know? Really don't like you when you tell the truth. But, you know, we've known that since that's what the Bible tells us, right? Now I'm just holding this up as high as I can. See my shadow here. Holding it up as high as I can and shooting. That's one of my ways that I do it, so I can get up over the poison oak. As you can see, it's all full in bloom, so can't really walk through here anymore. But this is where their trail is, right here. This is Sasquatch trail right here. It goes this way. Goes down a little ways, turns left and goes that way. And that leads all the way over to the school by my house. And they come up, they cross the creek right there at the road, and they cut on an angle down in the woods here. All the way at an angle. I've like seen them. I had one video on my phone before I watched it of them when they were passing through the light. The backdrop of the light was sun was coming up right over here, and it was lighting, and I was down about 100 yards that way. I'd followed them up, and I got a shot on my cell phone of them all crossing right in front of me, right by this big tree. It may still be on my SIM card. I don't know. I have to get a more happening phone before I can figure that out again. Right now I just have the $28 phone with my super duper SIM card that went through the wash, but should be fine. Might still have all that info on there. I'm hoping it does. I hope. Otherwise, I lost a bunch of cool stuff that I shot on my phone. One where I was in an outhouse up in the gold country in California, Stanislaus National Forest, and there was a Bigfoot outside the outhouse, and I put the cell phone up to a crack in the outhouse and got some good shots of them right there, right next to me. And I wasn't able to figure out how to pull them off my phone in a timely manner before I washed it. I had all this crazy video on my phone. And you can see how down in the forest it goes down in there. Now, you can't really tell from this angle, but you see this poison oak right here? This stuff right here. Now, it's just budding. You can see its first little leaves are coming off. But soon, this is going to be all covered with just poison oak, and you can see all these vines. Well, what I know what they do is like down in there's a tunnel underneath that the critters use. They come up from below, and then they go underneath, and then they just pop out. Once they do it, they make a hole. They haven't done it yet this year, doesn't look like. There's a rat nest. But at some point, because the squatch, they like to cross right here. They come up right through, see where it's kind of smashing around right here? Or they come up over there. Or they just come up on the other side over there and walk down this road, and then they walk up this way. This is the way they go. Now, poison oak, poison oak, poison oak, poison oak. I ain't walking up there. I just don't walk through the poison oak, not in springtime. I don't start walking in the poison oak until the end of fall, or till the end of summer when it's dried out. Even then, it's still pretty bad. But in the springtime, man, I can get it just from walking near it like this, because it's little particles in the air. Sends off a little gas. You breathe that gas, or you got some sweaty skin and you hit one of those little molecules. That's all it takes. Get it started. Kick-start it. But I probably don't have to tell you about the woes of poison oak. Do they have poison oak in Australia? Probably. Australia, I figured out, it's kind of a lot like California, only on the other side of the world, huh? The temperate zones, the way that, a little bit different trees and animals, but basically same temperature, climate-wise, same kind of seasons and stuff. And I was just noticing how from Brisbane, a little bit north of Brisbane, basically all across Australia really is the yowie. There isn't anywhere in Australia that doesn't have yowie sightings, or hasn't had them, I should say. There are some places that are outside of